So on team 1, it is Iris, Tina, Charlotte, and Amelia.
Mhm.
Oh, and Teresa.
Mhm.
Team 2 has the Klein walking
Phalanx.
ship.
Siblings.
Team Zealous Hatred.
Team Zealous Hatred.
So yeah, we have the Ovians plus Bitty Bitty Guy and Carol. Is that correct?
Yes.
What's the plan? You're immediately making for the doors and trying to bust in?
Essentially, we're getting up towards the doors and basically looking towards the... Alyssia, you're probably with me right now since you want to be first in. Then both
Yep.
going to motion towards the door. It's like, open. I'm going to ask for Charlotte, who's with us, like, can you open?
Can you open?
Like, can... sorry.
Charlotte puts her hand on her
Hips.
Oh my.
I forgot what the chin. Fuck, the word just slipped out of me. She puts her hand on her chin, and you see she's deep in thought for a moment. Says, "Right, well, with maybe this spell I can." And as she does that, Tina and Amelia, who are both wielding their weapons, slam them both into the door and bust it open like a nut. Bam! And the door is obliterated. There we go. We found the key. Charlotte just face palms.
Yeah,
It is?
Iris is going to go, okay, that works. Charlotte, can you break the bubble now, or do you have to be deeper?
We should probably go deeper just to be safe. The closer I am to the center, the easier it's gonna be.
Understood,
Part
let's
of
get
my
in.
sex tape.
As you guys take your first steps inside, you see that this is an advanced facility. A lot more advanced than anything you've seen before. Some of the people in your team, however, not that surprised. Especially, well, the mage says, typical. This seems like a advanced alchemy lab or something. Right? She looks around and realizes, oh yeah, Carol's not with us. Whatever. Anyway, as you enter, you see that these giant tubes with what seems to be very, well, shriveled up human beings inside. It seems like they've been experimented upon. Some of their organs are missing as well. From what you can tell, they're not moving and they're dead.
Is this even legal?
Of course not. Why would they hide it if it was?
Good point. Well, they know we're
What-
here, but there's no security. That's weird.
What are these vats even for?
No clue. I can tell you they're not related to anything even remotely magical, so who cares? It's not important.
Hey, Explorer.
Yes.
These vats, the things inside them, do they have weirdly glowing green magical chests?
Interesting suggestion you're making there, Sibby. As you
Yeah, I
take a
know.
look at their chest cavities, they seem to be hollowed out. And what you see inside is nothing but melted flesh. And nothing else.
Oh, melted flesh. Wait, the body, does it seem to be
Favorite type of flesh.
fucked or like something that is being grown?
No, the body seems to have been deteriorating, but it still has been preserved inside. But you
Oh.
look on the panels, however, it says failed experiment, shut down.
So there's quite a few. Oh, okay. Yeah, Alyssia turns to Varys and just whispers in there. I think I know what this is, but later.
Understood. Okay.
Alyssia, always the cocktease.
Amelia,
Well,
would
she
you-
doesn't want to spill that shit in front of like weird ass strangers.
Alyssia turns to Iris and brushes her lips
she-
gently over the
Alyssia,
tip.
Alyssia lives on secrets. Like, are you kidding?
As you go further into the facility, you come up to a closed door. And as you're wondering how to open it, suddenly the door behind you shuts completely and very rapidly. The next moment, there is no light in the room that you're currently boxed in, surrounded by these heavy doors and heavy walls. You hear a light buzzing and you can hear a voice that you've never heard before. Ah, intruders. Interesting. Who are you people?
Ah, well, you could call us interested parties. She's not interested, she's wondering where it's coming from, since it's like, is that magic or what?
You hear that there's some kind of metallic device up above on the ceiling that's making the sound.
Tressa, what's
Experta.
that?
The megaphone.
Experta,
Oh.
Yes.
are there absolutely zero lights in this room? Like no,
There
I
is
don't mean
absolutely no light in the room.
like I don't mean like, you know, lighting that people can actually see with, but more like
Zero.
buttons or anything. Nothing.
Zero.
So it's just a randomly hermetically sealed room.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask one last time. Who are you people? You're in no condition to be giving me such vague answers.
Well, my name is Iris. We're here to see about a girl who went missing.
Who are you? Who sent you?
I sent me. As I just said, I'm here for the girl.
I don't have time for this. You hear a click and a buzzing. Suddenly, you begin hearing a different sound. The room is filling with some kind of liquid, very rapidly.
I'm looking towards like Rage, like, you know, this is the second time I've entered a mage's death house. Is this normal?
I mean, if it's a mage, but honestly, why would a mage use such cruel matters? You see that Charlotte cast something, and suddenly you guys feel like you would be able to breathe underwater. So as the room is beginning to fill up, she's not panicking at all.
No.
Did that thing shatter the barrier as well?
Sadly, it's not strong enough. I'm gonna have to cast more things in order to break the barrier. Might I suggest we get out of this room first? Oh, speaking of which, she snaps her fingers and lights appear.
Well, we might as well use the same method as before. Let's bust down that door.
You got it! Tina looks excited. Amelia gives her a hand. They both slam their blades against the door, but even though the door bends, it doesn't budge. Huh. Okay, eventually after a few more tries, the door budges and you manage to bust through. The liquid and you spill out of the room. However, you quickly realize something. The liquid that you are in is actually not water. It seems to be some kind of other more viscous type of liquid. And even though you didn't drown, your body is beginning to feel, shall we say, a little bit heavy. You feel a bit sluggish, and then there's a burning sensation on your clothes and on your skin. You see that your clothes are slowly starting to deteriorate.
Iris is looking a bit confused. It's like,
Rude.
this weird. Okay.
Charlotte immediately casts some kind of magic to try to identify what's happening. This seems to be some kind of corrosive agent. We should probably get rid of it before it kills us.
Can water get rid of it?
No, sadly. We're gonna need something heavier. I think I have something in mind. Give me a second. I'm just gonna take a few minutes. Should be fine.
Is it simple prestidigitation?
A bit more complicated than that.
Ah. Thanks for replying
She
to the voice
says
in your
that,
head.
however, you notice that somebody enters the room.
Teresa?
Unauthorized personnel detected. State your purpose here.
She's gonna look confused. She looks kind of like you, Teresa.
Oh, yeah, did Teresa come with you guys?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right, I remember that. She says, well, she should. She is a newer model. However, she is a combat type, unlike me.
Oh. Great. Is she gonna listen to reason like you, or is she just more...
Probably not. Tressa, are these models susceptible to lightning?
Well, since they're combat oriented, they do not have the normal weaknesses, or at least they have been dampened. Electricity will not be as effective, but it will still have an effect. Greetings, B model robot. We are here on a reconnaissance mission and on a rescue attempt. The combat model doesn't say anything. It seems that negotiations are not going as smoothly as I was hoping, Teresa says.
He just takes a step back. Well, I believe someone else can deal more damage to this than I.
I have just received word from High Command that you are hostiles. Please surrender, drop your weapons, and you will not be harmed.
Of course we are.
You know what? I guess we're gonna fight. Great.
Of course we are.
By the way, she's gonna look around. There's nowhere for you to sneak off, is there?
Nope, the barrier's still up.
She's gonna just look down to her hand and go, what was the point in tactics again? This is why I don't use tactics normally, she says. She charges the flipping combat robot.
Let me know when you want Team Door Kick to come in.
As you try to move towards the battle type model, you see that she's actually retreating.
She's gonna stop and go, okay. She steps back. Yeah, I don't trust that.
The next moment you start hearing screeches and some kind of very light growls from the corridors. It seems that something is gathering around this area.
More of them, probably.
Maybe we should contact
By the way, in the
others.
meantime, the mage goes, right, that should be good enough. She casts something and you visibly see how the air around you begins to tremble. It seems the barrier is becoming unstable. The next moment she begins cleaning you and all the liquid is removed from you guys. Well, yes, it's a good thing I'm here.
Yeah, thanks. Mages really are useful.
Did that break the barrier?
Sadly, it only disturbed it. I'm gonna have to focus more of my energy if I'm gonna pop it. Would you like me to do that now, while we still have time?
Yeah, hurry up and do that. We'll defend you if they come.
Well,
Some of these creatures
Hopefully.
immediately lock eyes with you and let out a roar. And then they immediately start charging for you. There's a good amount of them. They're slower than... they're not slower, but smaller than a normal human. However, they seem to be extremely tough and strong. Suddenly, there's a blaring siren in the vicinity, and you hear the automated systems. Warning, closing down sector C46 until purge is complete. It's you hear the sound of heavy doors shutting down around you. You don't visibly see them, you assume they're somewhere around, and this entire area has been sealed off. Right. You guys have the initiative, and because it's gonna get boggled down real quick, just tell me what you guys want to do to engage the enemies. Until you buy enough time for the mage to do her thing.
Well, essentially, I'm gonna wait for them to attack with what clearly are those big-ass claws, feint, and then basically try breaking their arm. So I'm trying to go on defensive.
Your expectations are not met. Because what you see is this big guy suddenly begin to spew out of his mouth full-sized spikes, like the one growing out of his body, as projectiles towards you.
Yo, well, I of course try to defend everybody by blocking them. So it's 10, 15, 19.
Okay. So 19. Yeah, that's enough to cover the first monster's range attacks. Okay, Alyssia, what are you doing?
You're simply shooting it with the bow of the coming storm.
As you can imagine, that's not going to hit.
Nope.
Right. So the this type of creature and 4 or 5 more of it begins spewing. Iris moves in to block some of the spikes coming in. The rest are going in, however. As you're doing that, Iris, the spikes are about to, well, reach you, and Amelia steps in front of you in her full plate to take the blows. Let's see how she does. One of the blows actually manages to pierce through her armor, but the rest just harmlessly bounce off her full plate. She staggers back for a moment and puts her hand to the spike, ripping it out from her flesh, and just goes rearm, and her armor immediately gets fixed. Next, these guys begin to flank. It seems that these two types of creatures are very good at working together, and with the second type, the blue ones, beginning to circle from both sides, they begin spewing out viscous liquid, one that you've actually seen. You were swimming in it a moment ago, and they're trying to basically spray you with it and the entire area where you guys are settled in. So everybody make me a dex save.
Before they do, can I... No, wait, I just used my reaction, never mind.
Right. Alyssia, you effortlessly managed to get out of the way. Let's see. Carol's in the back, so she's fine for now. Tina and Amelia both managed to make it. However, you, Iris, fail, and you were spewed you were covered from top to bottom in the viscous liquid again.
Do they look like they're gonna spew it again?
Nope, you're not sure if they are. The area where you guys were standing is pretty much covered in it now, so...
Are they standing in that liquid?
No.
Wow.
Ooh, that's a
Okay.
crit.
All you had
that
to
just
mention was the word fetish.
happened. God damn it. So wait, are there more than within 20 feet?
Oh yeah, there's 4 or 5 of them.
Right then. Well, I guess they must have to make DC's 20 dex saves.
They fail.
Right, so sonic fucking boom, basically.
By the way, when they fail the DC, I'm assuming they also get deafened.
Yeah, exactly. They actually, oh yeah, they're permanently deafened because they just bust their eardrums.
No, wait, no.
You sink an arrow into the leader of the pack right in the head, and with loud thunderous boom, the lightning spreads to the rest of his friends. You see that they're all staggered, and they begin screaming in pain as they all get deafened and disoriented. Taking advantage of this, Tina and Amelia jump in and begin hitting left and right these things, trying to chop them down. They're basically a human blender. Wink, wink.
I mean, I keep saying, this is not a bow, this is a fucking anti-tank rifle.
And since Iris is not back, let's leave this scene for now. Team 2, what are you guys doing?
Well, I was giving my team a pep talk outside. You want, I can scroll up and read it out again.
Oh, sure.
Scroll. Yeah, so I'm turning around to my team and going, this is a search and purge mission. That means once we get the signal, we're going to sweep through the base and destroy anything in our way until we find our objective. Creature's going to be at the spear tip and Carol is the back. Any questions?
I said I'm gonna start charging.
You guys enter from a different entrance, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Right. As you do, you see the same VATS that the other team saw, but you're not aware that they saw this. As you enter the inner, the first parts of the underground facility. So far you don't see any hostiles. However, somewhere you hear blaring alarms. You get the sense that probably the other team has been not only discovered, but they're fighting. You begin hearing growls and different noises, and some mobs of strange creatures begin to gather around you.
I don't even break stride. I just couch myself like a lance and go flying into the center of them before they can react.
Yeah, I'm just
Good.
gonna keep charging directly into them as well. You thought we were going to stop?
Okay, right. You start punching through the meat of these things. They begin lashing out with their claws and giant mouths, trying to bite you. Let's see, what is your AC, frontline tankers?
21.
20 at the minute.
None of them manage to get through your thick armors. However, let's see. Adam, why don't
I'm
you make me
Hi,
a
Adam.
strength check?
I will do that. Thank you for asking.
Oh boy. How about that? Right, Lucretia, all you see as your brother is pushing the front line forward and bashing
never
these
mind.
things.
Indomitable. Beginning at ninth level, you can re-roll a saving throw that you fail.
Okay. Oh, how about
Okay.
that on 18? Very good, Adam. Very good. Almost good, but not quite.
And I get a plus, is it 3 or 4? Plus 3 because of my saving throw bonus. 21.
Okay, god damn it.
Haha!
Haha, you thought it was Klein.
As he
but it was
continues
me.
pushing forward, from behind you see, Lucretia, that something just slithered off from the ceiling and started coiling around Horatius, who quickly begins to, in his bloodlust, begin to power through and try to break free. The thing manages to get a few scratches in, but fails to coil around your brother and lets
Fuck.
out an angry hiss. And thus, with the ambush failing, the creature takes its turn. And with that, since Horatius is thrashing about, Lucretia, why don't you make me a strength check?
Oh god. I'm not good at strength.
I mean, it's a good opening for
No.
our pet
Oh.
door kicking squad.
I'm at least
how about
Freak
that?
show, ho.
I realize that probably fails, but I'm
Yeah.
not crit failing. I
That's
refuse.
an 18, so
Oh, it's an 18.
doesn't succeed.
The thing quickly spurs towards you with amazing agility, just completely avoiding your swings and your shield and starting to coil effortlessly around you. The next moment, you feel like you are trapped inside your armor as it begins creaking and trying to suffocate you. Your armor is bending. Luckily, you had it reinforced, so there is some push against it. However, you feel that sooner or later you're gonna end up like a meat in a can. You're gonna get crushed. The thing begins to squeeze very slowly. However, even though it's slow, you feel like the pressure is endless and unrelenting. This thing is eventually going to tire you out and kill you. You take no damage right now, but you feel that if left unchecked, this thing is going to quickly destroy you.
Well, if
Can
our
I do a
NPCs aren't
thing?
gonna stop it, I can stop it.
What do you want to do?
I'll let her go first. You know, it's polite.
Oh, what the fuck? This keeps happening. I'm gonna have to redo this entire thing later, and that's not gonna be fun.
What are you trying to do?
Why is it a strength save? It should be a dex save. Why is this?
49, the fuck?
Oh, yeah,
wait, you're casting
fireball is
you're casting a
86.
spell?
Yep, I'm casting it.
What do you need to cast the spell?
I need, to... Give me a second, let me look at what this is. It's vocal and shamanic, or
Somatic.
Semantic.
whatever.
So voice and gesture.
Remind me again, what was semantic?
Gesture. So for her, it will be moving the shield or whatever she uses through the shield.
So basically you're gonna fireball your face. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, sure. Fuck it. I am to die so that others may live. Fuck this guy.
Right. So first of all, the strength check. Let's see.
No, it's not a strength, it's dex.
Oh,
just has
And I
the
would
knife around.
assume... I would assume he has disadvantage because 1, he's at point blank range, and 2, he's holding on to me, whom is currently exploding. So he would at least have disadvantage.
yeah. Well, even with disadvantage, his roll is just way too good. I mean, he is all about dexterity after all.
Alright, so so he only takes 20 damage.
Well, you take the full damage.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what I was gonna do if none of our party was gonna help, or I assume are they just fending off the other little things?
Oh yeah, they're right behind you. They're getting ready to engage as well. As soon as you make your move, they're gonna move as well.
Okay, in which case I'm gonna leap forwards and using the horns on that thing's head as leverage, pull it back, place my hand so that it's facing the creature, but what's behind it is also more of those little blue or grey things, and just unleash a the Holy Lance out of my palm, threw it into the things behind.
Okay, do it. Make a roll.
Which is... Sorry, let me just scroll up to it. It is 3d6. So it has to make a DC 18 Constitution save, or it takes 8 poison damage, and same for everything behind it. That was a weak one.
It fails, so it's gonna take the full damage. Plus some of the guys get singed behind it, right? So on your team you have Carol and who else was Biri Mage, right?
Zap zap.
Zap zap. Carol immediately throws a potion on top of you, Lucretia, and you heal for 14 damage. However, you get a very unpleasant sensation from the warmth healing liquid. It almost stings, like thousands of needles are prickling you.
I'm gonna kind of hiss a bit.
However, you do heal for 14. In the meantime, Biri Mage begins casting, and you see a thunderstorm begin to gather shortly above your heads, and a few lightning bolts fall on top of these creatures. Some of them get burned. You get a very foul smell. The next moment, they begin lashing out. Horatius, these guys, half of them begin spewing spikes at you. Your AC is 21, right?
Just 20 for me at the minute.
Oh, 20. Right, all of them fail. The other half of them begin slashing with their claws towards you. Let's see how they do. One of them gets in, you get hit for 9 piercing damage.
Okie dokie.
Now, the blue ones. The blue ones actually begin spewing out some kind of disgusting liquid. They're aiming it towards you, Horatius, since you're the only one up front now that Lucretia is bound. So make me a dex save.
Oh, actually no, I wouldn't know that in character, so I will try and dodge. I suppose out of character, that's acidic damage, right?
Yeah.
I don't take that, but I'll still make the save since I don't know anyway. That is a 25.
Wow. So as you see that they're about to spew something, your instincts kick in immediately. You roll to the side in your full plate, and effortlessly, because you're used to your plate, it's part of your being at this point. It's part of your body. So you make a Dark Souls roll like a boss.
I fat roll and still dodge.
And you manage to avoid the liquid that they tried to spew on you. Right, as for you, Lucretia, make me a strength check.
That's a 19.
Nope. The thing begins to coil around you even harder, and with its giant, long nails on its hands, it begins piercing your body from every angle it can, and begins biting at your helmet, trying to get to your head and neck inside. You take 27 crushing damage.
Oh wow.
I for the first time ever, I'm actually able to use this feature. I'm not in a one-on-one fight. I'd like to use my warding stance. You take 11 less.
Oh boy.
Alright.
I never get to use it.
There you go, you get to use it. Good job.
Yay! I'm helping.
And you literally rolled a 1. Good job. Right, Lucretia, you're up. Ladies first. Unless you want Horatius to make the first move.
No, I'm gonna use, no, that's 10-foot range, so that's gonna hit me again.
Also Horatius, probably.
Yeah. I'm going to use enhance ability Bull's strength on myself.
What do you need in order to cast that?
God damn it, I can't It's the same stuff I need for a fireball. It's the vocal shamanic.
And material, but then the material isn't a problem, but yeah.
Right, so you basically strengthen yourself.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Right, Horatius, what about you?
Well, this thing is currently sort of locked in around her, trying to pin her down, right?
Yep. And it seems to literally been crushing the life out of your sister.
Alright, well, there's no sense in being squeamish. I was trying to sort of avoid it by using the Holy Lance, but that did much less than I was expecting. Instead, I'm just going to let the halberd slip down till I'm holding it near the bottom, swing it down like an executioner's axe, and try and behead this thing with a few chopping blows. So, bam, or bam, or bam.
Right, so only one of those hits gets in, and that's a 14. Now,
Things
if
are
only
not
you had
going well.
advantage.
If only I had advantage.
I need advantage to try and get myself free. I'm dying here.
I'm still saving my action surge. I hope you don't mind.
That's fine.
Right. From the back line, Carol again throws another potion. This time she throws it between the two of you, and there's a mist that's rising. You see that these creatures and these creatures begin backing off from the strange liquid. This creature doesn't seem to care that much, whatever that strange mist is. It doesn't impede your vision, your breathing, nothing. They just seem to, for some reason, avoid the mist. So, as these creatures back out, they actually forgo their turn. The Zap mage, Sebastian, actually takes advantage of this and casts something. You see a small orb of light float towards this thing. The thing looks confused for a moment.
You're not actually making any pings.
Sorry, what?
You're not making any pings if you're trying to ping. You might be
Really?
on the wrong layer.
Oh shit, I'm on the wrong layer. Fuck. Yeah, you're right.
If it's any consolation, I still knew who you were talking
Yeah, I
about.
knew you were who you were talking about.
Right,
So you've got
cool.
that going for you, which is
That's
nice.
what. Okay, so you can see my pings now, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So the snake guy, the orb begins to approach him, and as he looks confused, the orb suddenly shapeshifts and violently goes up his nose and inside his mouth. The creature jerks and begins to twitch violently. You see that his muscles immediately begin to loosen up forcefully, and the creature begins to plop down, immediately releasing Lucretia.
It's a fucking dragon!
More like an ancient wyvern.